When buying a house, that's weird. Is that really one of the questions? Welcome to Houston Real Estate Insider. My name is Conor Kearns. I am a Houston native and real estate agent available for your buying, selling, and relocation needs. Today, it is man versus machine. I am answering ChatGPT's top 10 real estate questions from the perspective of a real estate professional / human. Question number 1, how much can I afford to spend on a house? So the only person who can tell you the answer to this question is a mortgage lender. A real estate agent can't tell you, your friend can't tell you, your parents can't tell you. To know the answer to how much you can afford to spend on a house, you need to speak to a mortgage lender. They'll pull some documents from you, they'll build a credit profile, and based on that information, they'll tell you if you can qualify, and if you can qualify, for how much money. Question number 2, how much money do I need for a down payment? So generally speaking, it's typically anywhere from 3.5% to 10%, depending on the type of loan that you use. If you're a first-time home buyer, it's typically 3.5% with an FHA loan. However, there are a lot of factors that come into play. So again, you need to speak to a mortgage lender about this to know exactly how much you need to put down. There are so many variables that come into play. It's car payment, credit score, child support. So all of these variables will dictate whether or not you can qualify and how much you qualify for, and will also affect your down payment, the money you need to bring to closing to buy the house. There seems to be a big aversion to talking to a mortgage lender, and I feel like it comes from the fact that talking to a mortgage lender defies a lot of the financial societal norms. Like, for example, at a party, I can't say, hey, how much money do you make? That would be inappropriate. But for a mortgage lender, that's going to be the second question they ask you right behind, how's your day going? Question number 3, what is the interest rate on a mortgage and how does it affect my monthly payments? So the interest rate is the interest that you are paying to the lender for borrowing the money to buy the house. So the cool thing about interest rates is that they're not permanent. For example, if you buy a house right now with a high interest rate, in a couple of years when rates go back down, and they will go back down, you can refinance into a lower interest rate. So if you have a higher interest rate, you're going to have a higher monthly payment, but that's not permanent and you can refinance in the future. Question number 4, what are the closing costs associated with buying a house? So it's not just the down payment. You also have lender origination fees and you have closing costs from the title company. Those are typically anywhere from 3 to 5% of the loan amount of the home. The title company are the people that are responsible for putting together all the documents you need to actually buy a house. Question number 5, what kind of inspections do I need to have done before buying a house? So you need to do a standard inspection. That's going to cover what I call the big 5. HVAC, roof, plumbing, electrical, and foundation. An inspection report is going to give you a snapshot of these components. And from there, you can decide if you're going to move forward on the purchase, cancel, or renegotiate the price. Question number 6, how do I know if a particular neighborhood is safe and suitable for my needs? It's really a feeling thing. You can look at the data on Google and tell you which neighborhoods are safe, but in reality, you just have to drive there and feel it. Houston specifically, it is so street by street because the zoning laws. You can have a commercial building right next to a $1 million home, right next to a 900 square foot dilapidated house. My recommendation is use feeling, drive there, and if it feels right, it feels right. When I'm working with clients, if we're looking at a home that they're unsure about, I'll ask them, if I were to get a text right now from the listing agent, and they said that this house just got under contract, would you be relieved or would you be upset because you missed out on it? If they say they'd be upset, then maybe we're looking in the right place. But if they say they'd be relieved, I know that it's probably not a winner. 7, what are the tax implications of owning a home? So I'm not a CPA, but I will lightly touch on this. So taxes make up just a small component of your monthly mortgage payment, and most people have their taxes what's called escrowed into their monthly payment, meaning the taxes for the whole year aren't paid at the end of the year, but rather paid throughout the year each month. So a typical monthly payment consists of 4 parts. The acronym is PITI. It's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So taxes are just a component of it. Unless the taxes just skyrocket in your area, it's not going to affect your monthly payment that much. Question number 8, How long does the home buying process take from start to finish? So it typically takes 30 days from the time you get a house under contract to the time that you actually close on it. The reason for that latency is because everyone associated with you buying that house is trying to mitigate risk, right? The lender wants to make sure that you're a good person to lend money to and that this is a safe house for them to be lending money on. And the title company wants to make sure that all the deeds and paperwork are squared away. So none of this is instantaneous. This takes time, and it's typically 30 days. Question number 9. What is the role of a real estate agent, and do I need one to buy a house? So if you don't think that you need a real estate agent to buy a house, then you're probably not working with the right agent because they're not bringing you value. So make sure you're working with someone who has experience and understands not just the metrics, but the emotions behind buying a house. Typically someone who's been there before. Like, for example, I can work with clients on buying a house because I bought houses before. I bought a new primary a couple months ago. So I get it. I've been through the process. I know the frustrations. I know the trials. I get it, right? So when working with clients, I understand what they're going through. Ask yourself, is your real estate agent bringing you value? If they're not, find a new agent. Question number 10. How do I know if a house is priced appropriately and if I'm getting a good deal? So before you close on your house, you have to do what's called an appraisal. So what that is a third-party appraiser comes out to the property, looks at it, looks at comparables in the neighborhood, and tells you what they think the property is worth. So if there is a discrepancy in regards to what you're paying for the property and what they say the value is, then it will be time to reassess the transaction. Thank you for watching this Houston Real Estate Insider video. My name is Conor Kearns. I'm a Houston native and real estate agent available for your buying, selling, and relocation needs. If you would like to work with me, please reach out to me directly and we'll get you taken care of. Thank you.